My dad was born hearing. I think he was about 3 years old when he lost his hearing from 2 childhood diseases. I'm not sure if it was like chickenpox and measles or mumps and measles. I'm not sure. The story goes 2 different ways. So because of that, he lost his hearing, and also his brother that is younger than him, my Uncle Jack, lost his hearing the same way. My grandpa drove my dad to school at Grand Rapids every day. He grew up in Caledonia, so Grandpa would drive, Father drop him off at the oral school till 6th grade. Grandpa said no more, put him in regular school, and my dad graduated from Caledonia High School. And my grandpa and grandma didn't believe that there was a disability. They believed that he and my uncle could do anything they wanted. How my parents met, they were at a bowling alley, and my mom was with her group of friends, and my dad came with his friend. Many people didn't know my dad because he was not involved with the deaf community. He didn't sign at that time. And my mom's friend remembered him from long ago from oral school. So they introduced, and my mom said they stayed out till 5 o'clock in the morning chatting at Big Boy Restaurant. And she got home late and got in trouble because she was supposed to arrive home before 5 a.m. And then the next day, my dad left a note on her car that he would like to see her again. And the story continues. For 57 years, my dad was a very hardworking, very humble man. Everything that he did for others. He was always put others first. Community change, not for himself to make things better for himself, but to make things better for the deaf community, to make things better for people who were in wheelchairs with paws. You know, he was very selfless. He didn't care about it was about the other people that were important to him.
Marty and his character was very positive and enthusiastic. He was a very exciting person, and he loved meeting the community, cared about the deaf community, very much so, and wanted to make sure everything was good for everybody.
He was also a big part of his character too. I think one of the best things that we've learned as a family too is that when you're meeting someone, they may be at their lowest point in their life, but my grandpa was all about giving them the tools or helping them pick themselves up and get to a better place, whether that be through deaf and hard of hearing services, whether it was a ride to a job interview or a cup of coffee just to talk. He was always there, and it was never for himself. It was always to help that person, and he could see people in need, and he always took them in and tried to help them improve where they were in life.
He just had this sense of purpose in his life, and he just had, I guess, perseverance, he would say. For decades before I even met him, he'd been fighting in the deaf community for deaf rights, for access for deaf people. And I never saw him lose his temper. I never saw him even close to giving up. He would just go back and try again and go back and try again and form very strong relationships with people. And that would make them want to listen to what he had to say. And I think that's part of what made him so successful over the years.
I would describe him as a very strong leader. He never stopped when it came to meeting people and engaging with people and asking them questions about their expectations for DHHS. He was persistent about that and would share his thoughts as well. He was a very good listener, and he really had passion and didn't want to give up. He never wanted to see us give up. He had that burning passion.
Everybody loved Marty. I never heard, in all the years I've been here, one complaint about Marty or that Marty expressed one bad word. He was very caring. When Marty would approach you, he'd say, "How are you doing? How are you feeling today?" And he truly wanted to know how you were doing and how you were feeling. And he would listen, and he would continue to ask questions. It was never about Marty. It was about his community. It was about human beings. He sincerely loved people.
Well, I can remember many fun things with my dad. He had a sense of humor. He was an avid Tigers fan. He loved baseball. Oftentimes back in the 70s, it was not on TV. It was on the radio. So Dad would sit there and turn the radio until I could say, that's the game. I hear it. So I would sit all afternoon and interpret the game to my dad. Who's on first, on second, on third. Yeah, who was hitting. Oh, yes, I was very, very good at interpreting baseball games. The other thing is sometimes the car would break down and he would go out and try to fix it. Come on, we have to fix the car. Why I have to fix the car? Come on, you listen. You hear tick, 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 tick. What do you hear? I hear boom, 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 boom. Oh no, tell me when tick, 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 tick. No, tick, tick, nothing. That, good enough.
I definitely remember when I was growing up, my grandpa got really excited because there are situations that you don't think of as a hearing person that are unique to us that deaf people can't do, such as going through the drive-through. So when I was probably 6 or 7, my grandpa took me in the car and told me we were going to McDonald's and pulled us through the drive-thru. And this is the first time I'd gone through with him. He had me jump in his lap and started ordering for him. And I just remember how excited he was that we were able to successfully make it through the drive-thru with our order. And that was just a really cool experience for us as well. I think now as a mom too, just the experiences of like watching him crawl around on the floor with my kids and laugh and play games with them, like they were always really happy memories for them as well.
There was a mental health program in Kent County that had a specialized program for the deaf, and they had all the deaf clients in one group, and they had some deaf staff. And then for some reason, Community Mental Health or Network 180 decided they didn't want to do that anymore, and the program was going to get disbanded, and the clients were going to get scattered to different programs. And Marty found out about it, and he started going to the board meetings once a month. And at the very end, when they asked for public comment, he would get up and just give a 5-minute talk about the importance of specialized programs for the deaf and the special communication needs. And just every month he would go back and give them more information and more information. And I happened to be in the office one day when Community Mental Health called to set up his interpreter. And so she's giving me the location and the address and the reason for the meeting. And then she tells me that the interpreter is for Marty. And she paused for a second and just says, "And we just love Marty." And it just made me laugh, because here's this guy who's showing up every month and being a pain in their butt. I mean, he's trying to get them to do something that they clearly really didn't want to do. And they loved him for it, or in spite of it. And I don't remember how long it took, but ultimately they decided to continue those services. And when I saw Marty a couple of days later, and was like congratulating him, you know, about having been successful. He just looked at me and gave me that smile and said, next month, Ottawa County.
I look at the agency itself, Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services. I see the goals and dreams that he established and how we are pursuing those same goals. When we look at interpreters and other needs in the community, we've seen how those needs have been met in the establishment of the agency, that they are achieving his goals. I want to say yes, there has been improvement over the years. We've seen a lot of things accomplished with different priorities and a diversity of services, unlike what were initially offered. So it's amazing the change we've seen take place in the last 10 years. It's been very interesting. Marty were alive today, what would you want to tell him?
That's a really hard one. 'Cause saying thank you that's just not enough. You know, saying I love you, that's really not enough.
I say, in honor of my dad, yes, get out there and fight the good fight. Don't give up. There's a lot of work we need to accomplish, but we can't do it alone. We have to do it together as a team. And if you can't physically help, then you can also help by donating to DAHS, because, you know, nothing's good if we don't have the money to support it. So go out there, do what you can to help this agency continue the service they have in Grand Rapids and surrounding counties. Thank you, and don't forget, my dad says thank you too.